This week marks a pivotal moment in the world of cryptocurrency as Bitcoin is set to undergo its much anticipated halving event, which takes place every 4 years.
Corey always says is that he'll forever be a student of life. So whenever there's an opportunity for him to learn, to grow, to sharpen his skills, he does not shy away from it.
I appreciate his drive and sheer will to want to do better for him and his family.
The day you were born as a star. You have a business acumen like no other. The way you study, the way you read charts, and your real estate portfolio, and everything that you are accomplishing now outside being a personality journalist for Spectrum is just speaks volumes.
He has always had that businessman inside of him. Even when we were growing up, he always had a savvy to him. I think everybody would agree. When he walks in the room, you just can't help but smile. He lights it up. And I think he's really carried that into his business. So anything he's ever done, in my experience with Corey, which is a long time, has been successful.
I met Corey when he was young, and we used to wrestle together. We do things in Kingston High School wrestling that none of us did. He was the section champion, and he went to states. He got really good, but none of that ever surprised me because that's just, he worked hard. And you can see that by where he is today in his personal life and with his job. Like he's a hard worker. He's got a lot of drive and determination.
I know I coached Corey for over maybe 6-7 years. And as an athlete, he worked hard, he trained hard, he played football, he wrestled. And no matter what, Corey always had positive words to say to his peers, to the coaches. He always listened. Just a great man, going through college, working, and as a professional, as he is now for the news, Corey demonstrates how a person should be, how a young man should be, how a person has grown, how a person has listened to his parents. And by the way, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. James, for raising such a great young man. I have so much respect for him. He mentors the youth. But believe it or not, Corey also will mentor us as adults. And to me, a person who knows everything knows nothing. And Corey's a person who doesn't know everything, but he's always willing to learn. Even a tentative ear, a good heart, a good mind. He has a great soul.
Corey's faith in God has been the biggest catalyst to getting him where he is today. He firmly believes that God has a plan for his life, and he really lets that lead him in all his decisions.
One of the lasting, somewhat legacies of Corey would be that anybody who's ever met him, he's left a mark on you, whether it's his sense of humor, his approach to things. Like I mentioned, we grew up together playing sports, and one of the fondest memories I have of him is we grew up wrestling together, and he was our first state finalist for wrestling for Kingston High School. And we've had some tremendous wrestlers over the years. But just seeing him on that journey and how humbly he just kind of kept going along and wrestling and winning. And I know that, this next chapter, this latest chapter in his life, when his picture comes up, when you turn on the TV and you see him on Spectrum News, and I talk to people at school and work, they just smile and they say, "Oh man, Corey," and they're so happy. And I think that's really the best mark you can really leave, is that when your picture comes up, or when somebody sees or thinks about you, and it puts a smile on their face and they say, "Man, I'm glad I know that person."
It doesn't surprise me he's on TV at all, man. He's just a people person. Like, he can have a conversation with anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what walk of life you're from. He's very knowledgeable. He's a great listener. I was just watching TV, random movie. I didn't even know what the movie was, and I just seen Corey in the movie. And I called him. I was like, "Yo, bro, were you in the movie?" He was like, yeah, I was in Neighbors.
Community lies inside of Corey first, and then it comes out. And by that being said, I thank God for having this young man in my life and having the opportunity to coach him, to talk to him, for him to have a tentative ear to listen to me as well, and as everybody else in the community. So Corey, great job. I love you as a coach. I love you as a man. And I'm so proud of you.
I'm so happy to be your brother. I'm happy to celebrate with you on today. And you possess all the qualities and skills to receive this award and many more. Corey, mom and dad's very proud of you. And you know I am. Congratulations, little brother.
His #1 goal is to become the greatest storyteller in the world. And whatever he knows will propel him along that path, he puts his best foot forward and he goes after it.